fans, this is motherfucking Out of Nowhere, episode 93. We have a lot of shit to talk about tonight, but one of the main topics, of course, Undertaker, dead man, or American Badass. Which one should it be? We're going to talk about it here. We have Connor from OKFabe. We have Jake DeMarco. We got everything, motherfucker. So let's now hit the intro and let's do this fucking show.
There's something weird kinda happening, strange kinda happening, things are kinda happening.
What
the fuck is happening? Aliens.
The fuck?
Extraterrestrials. They gave me a shot. Nanotechnology. Rah, rah, I'm not me. And you're not you. Hey, and we're not we. Reptilians are living in a house. I'm not me.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell is this? What? This is the Scott McKinnon song. Why are we playing the Scott McKinnon song?
Scott McKinnon.
What in the world is happening right now?
Dude, that was fucking street fire, man. I fucking love that.
I'll take you down to the depths of hell.
Figure girl, like figure.
Welcome into Out of Nowhere, episode 93 on March 14th, 2018. We're having a good night tonight. I don't know if you guys are, but it's, I'm having a good night. It depends on if I'm going to have a good WrestleMania. And part of that could be focused on the fact that, or could have to do with The Undertaker here. What's going to happen? It's the big question. It's going to be the dead man, or is it going to be the American Badass? Which is, you know, I always thought that I'd like, in a weird way, it'd be kind of cool to see him go back to the American Badass for like a second. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be cool if that happened on a Raw or something, and he came back, but then he went away again, and then he came back as the Undertaker. It was kind of like, you could kind of, like when he came back for Raw 25, he could have done that. Like, he could have been the American Badass. And it would be like, oh, shit. But then when you don't see him again for 6 months or whatever it was, you know, it's not even 6 months, but whatever. You know, you can kind of write it off. It's okay. But for him to do it at WrestleMania would be kind of weird. And the reason why a lot of evidence is really starting to point to the fact that he could do that. First of all, he folded up his robes and all his stuff last year. That's true. But he did appear on Raw 25 as The Undertaker. So he's already that Undertaker. So he's already returned now, which that's the thing about everything that is kind of stupid, right? Like, he did show up as the Undertaker. Why not leave it? Wouldn't you want to leave it as he rolled up his gloves, he rolled up all his stuff, he put it in the middle of the ring, and he left. And that's it, he's retired. That should have been it. You should never see him after those actions were taken. And so you could make an argument that the American Badass could come back, or whatever it is. Or he could come back as himself and be like, hey, I entered this business as Mark Calloway, and I'm going to leave. I'm going out of this business as Mark Calloway. The only thing we're going to determine is if I can take somebody with me. And at WrestleMania 34, I want to take Cena's ass. So put your career on the line, boy, and let's do this. That type of thing. I wonder. I don't know. And Kid Rock's going to be there, and Kid Rock did the American Badass theme, and I don't know. That's the weird thing. Kid Rock's there, American Badass theme. It could happen. I don't know. Connor from OKFabe and Jake DeMarco are here. What's up, guys?
What is up?
What's going on?
What's up?
What's everybody doing? Yeah, you're absolutely right. You figure Undertaker, we've seen him return as the dead man already. We saw it at Raw 25, so we know the character that, he's portraying is still alive, still kicking. He could have either just come out as, the Undertaker, but without all the dead man gear and garb on. I think they could have done like the Ministry theme or something different, but I don't know. Or it would have been cool to do the American Badass thing then. Unfortunately, I don't even think a motorcycle would fit inside the the ballroom where he was at for Raw 25. That place is so small.
You know what I want?
Hilarious to see him try, though.
He would have just tipped over, came out, and just...
I want them to hang the Big Boss Man again. That's what I want to happen.
I loved that when I was a kid. It wasn't until years later, but when I was young, I didn't think it was stupid then.
Think of how you said what you just said. Hey, I remember when they hung that guy in the middle of the ring. That was really cool, and I saw that as a kid.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on a roll this week. I'm telling you.
I think I was 15, and I thought it was. I remember thinking, like, wait a minute. Like, I was at home, and I was like, is he dead? Like,
it was so over the top, and the way Boss Man sold it too, with the whole, his neck fat sticking. He's
that's the thing.
Up and shaking and kicking, and
that thing was always weird because again, like it was like he was overselling. Like they oversold the shit out of him, like basically being dead. And the announcers undersold it. In fact, they even said something like, it's symbolic or something like that, like to sort of tell you that he's not really dead. Because I'm at home like, oh my God, they killed someone. Like this is a storyline that they killed the Big Boss Man. They hung him. The Undertaker hung the Big Boss Man. Holy shit! Like, and I'm at home thinking that this guy's dead. And I'm thinking they're barely selling it. You know what I mean? But again, Michael Cole's little whiny voice, because JR wasn't at WrestleMania 15, although he did call the main event, but he wasn't there for most of it. And Michael Cole's little whiny voice was like, "It's symbolic, King," like whatever the fuck. And I hate Michael Cole's voice. If you go watch WrestleMania 15 and listen to Michael Cole on commentary, you wanna shove in fucking AIDS needle in your ass.
Yeah, his voice, it did change over the years. You may not, tend to think so, because it wasn't like he was that young then.
Yeah, his voice got way better. His voice got way better.
It has gotten that, or it's just become weird.
What he says has gotten worse. What he says has gotten worse.
It's become more idiotic.
Right. It's so weird how his voice has gotten better. What he says is retarded. But, like, back then he was, like, excited. He was like, "King, what are you going to do?" Now, I remember being like, man, we need JR. We need JR back right now. And I would take Michael Cole and JR at WrestleMania 15 over all the announcers now. That's how bad it is now.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
I don't disagree. You're absolutely right there. And my favorite iteration always was, the Ministry Taker. I loved that role. Even through the corporate ministry, I liked it. I really don't have a preference here.
I want American Badass.
Sexual preference.
If they do the American Badass, I hope they go all out, like Pyro included.
What?
I want to see it. It be a huge spectacle. Maybe
they didn't give Pyro for Kane. I don't think they're gonna do it for. It is the Undertaker. So
what's all out for American Badass?
At WrestleMania, they do the full-on live performance. if they're gonna do it, then have Kid Rock sing it. Don't just play the song.
I think that
if he's there.
That's what I mean. I think they're definitely doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense since he's there. They're kind of, it's like a 1-2 punch. It's a perfect lineup, but...
Because really, if you think about what Cena said on Raw, I mean, are you really going to have the slow-talking dead man respond to... No, you want to see, like, The Undertaker who, like, just came out and just spoke either normally, but it had this, like, this badass, no pun intended, inflection on him, and just see them verbally go at it. Because Cena, no offense, I'm a huge Taker, Mark, but if they're going to do the old-school fucking... Undertaker against Cena on the mic, I think Cena's going to tear him to shreds.
Yeah, sadly, you're right. I mean, Cena laid into him on Monday and talking about his ego. That was a fucking scathing
on
promo.
Instagram.
Seems like they're getting real with it.
Route.
Because if he's Undertaker, what is he gonna do? He's gonna be like, John, in WrestleMania, I'm gonna. Like, what's he gonna do?
It'd be cool,
but if he's American
but
badass,
he's gonna quote on sending him to hell. I mean, John just broke the fourth wall talking about your wife, the Instagram stuff, like you brought up, Connor.
Yeah.
What it's beyond the gimmick side of things at this point. It feels personal now.
Yeah, it does feel
he
weird.
Said, this could have happened, but your ego gets in the way. It always gets in the way. You're the one holding things back, and it's very poignant and poetic. So no one has ever spoken like that to the Undertaker.
John Cena's promo should be like, listen, Taker, the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna go on Instagram to Michelle's Instagram every single day, and I'm gonna lose a nut on that bitch's face until you face me at WrestleMania. That's what I want John Cena to say. And listen,
good thing I got the screen protector.
Nikki, shut up. I'm going to do what I want, Taker. I'm going to stare at Michelle's pictures, and I'm going to jack off every single morning until you face me at WrestleMania. Oh, my Christ, dude. Whoo. Yo, that fucking American Chopper is going to be riding down in the ring in no time. Fucking even Fred Durst might make an appearance. Didn't Fred Durst get involved in something one year? Didn't he show up and hit somebody with a chair or something?
Did he?
I think Fred Durst
flipping off the camera. That was
I think I swear to God, Fred Durst jumped in the ring one time or something, and hit somebody with a chair.
I know he performed at Mania 19 because I'm actually rewatching that for a retro pay-per-view review, but I don't remember him. Remember, he was a fucking playable character in the game.
Yeah, that's what I remember him as.
He came down on top. He came down on top of a fucking car hood. He hit the ring. He just flies off, does like a somersault, and then just starts rapping in the middle of the fucking ring.
Dude, did you know that he flipped off the camera in 2012?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I did forget about that.
Oh my God, they must have hated it.
I remember him flipping off the camera, and they kind of rushed him out of the arena.
They rushed him out of the arena?
Yeah, after he flipped off the camera, they booted him out.
Yep.
He thinks it's 1999 and it's like Stone Cold. He doesn't realize that it's all PG and stupid now. He has no idea. It's like, look at this. Watch this shit. Look at this.
Yeah, that's it.
Watch this. Oh, did he do it? They got the fucking SummerSlam logo underneath him, and he's just like, fuck you.
And then they escorted him out of the building. They were not happy.
Yeah, they invited him.
About that.
I bet you Vince did it too. He was probably like, fucking get him out. If they really did that, that's crazy, because then he would go on all these shows and be like, yo, WWE kicked me out.
I think he made an apology or something like that. Like, they mended fences, but they were bullshit at the time.
Well, first he does this.
Why.
First he's like, yo, what's up, I'm Fred Durst, rock and roll. Like, he changed it. He was like, no, I got to upgrade. I got to go.
Like a motherfucking chainsaw. What?
Yo, like a motherfucking chainsaw. What?
He doesn't know.
Give me something to break about your fucking face.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
A fucking dude, I'm in a fucking weird mood tonight, man. I don't know what. He really, it's 2012. It's lame as fuck now, right? I think Maria Menounos is behind him. Is that Maria Menounos?
Behind him?
Look.
You kind of see it fade off.
Yep.
Looks like her.
Is that Maria?
Yeah, that's her.
She's like, I don't know this guy. I don't
That
know
seems
this
like
guy.
an oddly dressed gentleman with a hat and a collared shirt flipping the... Oh, no.
What shirt
Mean
is
mugging
Maria
the
wearing?
camera.
Look at
Looks
this.
like it's in memorial to somebody.
Yeah, it does.
I love how she's just got a small little grin on her face while Fred Durst is flipping off presumably millions of people on pay-per-view.
Jesus, who are these people?
Oh, man, I love Moana.
Moana, make way, make. No, this is Ice picked these up a couple. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, this show is fucking insane right now. But yeah, Fred Durst flipped off the camera with his Pittsburgh Pirates hat. Is he from Pittsburgh? I thought he was New York. He always wearing the New York stuff. That looks like a Pittsburgh Pirates hat.
I'm not sure.
Man, he looks like a
He's
shithead.
from North Carolina.
What?
Yeah.
Well, then so he's like Moolah. Fabulous Moolah. No, she's from South Carolina.
Oh, jeez. Quick, let's make the Fred Durst Battle Royal.
How many N-bombs do you think Moolah's... how many N-bombs do you think Fabulous Moolah's dropped in her fucking 100 years that she was on this planet?
God, I don't know.
She's just getting roasted right now.
So, yeah, really quick to go back.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll cut you off really quick. TMZ says, I was not booted from WWE for flipping the bird, Fred Durst says. He said that he just had to leave. We appreciate Fred's apology. However, we take our family-friendly environment very seriously, and this was a violation of that. We apologize to our fans. He just said he felt so bad following the incident that he went backstage to apologize, then leave.
I bet it was, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what fucking happened.
And then Vince was like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. We give you tickets to the show. We come down there. What are you going to do? Well, I don't know who Fred Durst is. I barely goddamn remember who he is. Someone says Fred Durst is a big musician, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, let him in the building. Go in the building. And then we zoom the camera on you, and you give the goddamn finger. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
And then he just goes, all right, up next is Austin. Go get the beers and the fingers ready.
Even better is like, even, Vince's reaction in the back in Gorilla was like this, like, what? Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! But then if they panned over to like Kevin Dunn's face, Kevin Dunn was like this. That's what happened with Kevin Dunn. He was just like.
I really wish Braun Strowman did something to him when he invaded the fucking.
Camera 7. Okay, when we get back here, I want you to pan right out of the. Oh! Counter 2! Oh!
Oh shit! A friend of ours, Big Slow on Twitter, just tweeted me an article. He said Kevin Dunn was the one who had him escorted.
Oh, see, I told
really?
you, man.
Yeah.
I told you, man. Because it's his fault. Vince is like, what the fuck? God damn it, Kevin! Like,
John, I'm on it, sir. I'm on it.
Let's go save some tapes again, you fucking beaver fuck.
I believe it, though. I absolutely believe
Triple
it.
H takes over and he's gonzo.
I don't know if he'll ever.
Not ever, but.
How come Jim? They got rid of Jim Johnson because he was, he finally there's a word I want to use. Expired. Jim Johnson finally expired. His usefulness expired. Why isn't Kevin Dunn's usefulness expired yet? Imagine imagine what they'll do though. Seriously, you think Kevin Dunn's bad? Because Kevin Dunn came up in the wrestling business shooting wrestling a certain way, and Kevin Dunn didn't always shoot wrestling this way. The reason why it's shot this way now is just because over the years he adds more. I'm going to add this now. Let's add that now. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And he's just so bored that he's constantly adding this shit. So that's Kevin Dunn. But what's going to happen when they go out there and they fucking hire one of these like TV directors, to do this, and then they'll try to shoot it like a movie even more? Because they're not going to go out and hire a sports guy. Because like if you hire a sports guy, you might actually have a better presentation because they'll be like, we want to capture all the stuff that happens, Yeah,
you won't miss moves, and you won't have to. Like, there was a few times, not just at the Rumble, because there's a lot of action. There was a few times during the Elimination Chamber match where we missed like big moments, a few big spots. I'm trying to think of exactly what, but I remember before. I wanted to talk about it last time, and I forgot to bring it up to you guys. But I'm like, we really do. We miss a lot of the action because they're focused somewhere else. And then they bring up the replay so you see it from another angle, but the live shot misses it entirely. So, I mean, and then all the quick like zoom ins, and it makes you nauseous at times. And the lettering popping up is really fucking childish. That drives me nuts.
God. Someone redid the CM Punk pipe bomb promo in 2018. I fucking died laughing because it shows him like with the letters and everything. It's like, I even like you, John. Then you just see a bunch of fucking Facebook likes. But I'm afraid it's gonna be like WCW was, because WCW did the exact same thing. And Hall and Nash said it best, where WWE is a wrestling company that produces television, where WCW was a television company that produced wrestling. And so that's why they were missing. You had TV guys running the thing, and they didn't know when to fucking get the good spots or the high spots. I heard rumblings that perhaps, I don't know if he's going to take over Dunn's position, but but part of production is Borash. Or at least that's what Triple H wants him to be a part of, is help with production.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
That'd be cool. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see.
He knows what
but like
he's doing.
You said, Joe, if we get some actual director in there or someone that can handle and take care of business when it comes to these things, it would be great. whole change of pace. When is he gonna, his usefulness run out?
I mean, they don't really overproduce NXT. It's like close because it looks like they're trying to go for the same thing. But at the same time, it doesn't, right? Like, I mean, NXT looks better than the main roster shit.
I think that also, but they're benefited by being in the same arena most often, because you notice during the takeovers they kind of have some technical screw ups, but it happens less with the week-to-week show. And I think that's because in Full Sail the cameras are all set in specific positions and
it's taped.
Yeah, so they can go ahead and go back and cut up and re-edit what angle they want to use. It gives them, weeks on end to make it look like a better overall product.
Yeah. But the smaller environment also helps too.
I dare you to kick me out again, Vince. I'll fuck you up, Vince. You want to do this, Vince? Yeah. Yeah, motherfucker.
Fuck you, Vince. Give you a middle finger if I want to, faggot. Fuck you, cheap shit. I'll give you fucking finger. Shut the fuck up. I'll fuck this place up. Fuck the place up.
Yeah, I went to the back and fucking Kevin Dunn fucking yelled at me, so I put my fucking fist in his face. Sorry.
Oh god, that's awesome. That should be added to the album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm working on something for you, mama. Yeah, so I came up with this idea because everybody's always like, oh, I want a CD, I want a CD, I want a CD. And I was like, all right, well, and people are like, oh, I'll upload it to iTunes. I'm like, well, it's all on Patreon. I can put any song I want on Patreon and go download it. But people still ask me for like, no, I want the whole thing or whatever. And I'm like, well, all right. And I'd be like, it'd be cool to make a CD and then like release a CD or something like with stupid shit on it, I guess. I don't know. And then I was like, but who's going to buy a CD because nobody has CD players anymore? So then I looked and I found some cheap CD players. And I was like, what if I take real CD players and I sell the whole package? Like, so when you buy my CD and I send it to you, I sign the CD, you buy the CD, you get the CD, but then on top of that, you get a CD player because nobody has CD players anymore. So it'd be really cool to get something in the mail. I think, maybe I'm wrong, I could be wrong, you guys have to tell me. I think it's like an experience. It's like one of those, because everyone's doing this nostalgia for the 90s and 80s now. So, like, I think it'd be cool if you got a package in the mail, it was me, and it was my CD with my stupid-ass songs in it, and then a CD player came with it. So you could just be like, bam, pop it in right there, throw your headphones in. Doesn't come with headphones. And you could just, bam, it's right there. You can listen to it. It'd be crazy. I think that'd be cool.
Should be a tape player. You should get one of those original Sony Walkmans.
Yeah, somebody already asked about a tape cassette. I was like, yeah, you can do that. It's a lot harder, though, because you got to record it.
You have to get a pencil so you can rewind it.
Yeah, I remember that. That's so weird. I remember that. Because it always hurt your fingers sometimes. You get stuck.
Yeah, you can only do like maybe 5 turns. And you're like, fuck this shit. Did anybody have a pencil?
Yeah. One of the keys too is like you wiggled the white part and then like it would be looser again. Because if you start turning it and it's tight, it's like you're stretching the tape, and that's when you get weird sounds.
I thought it was the greatest thing ever when I finally got one of those side-by-side, tape decks where it was like A and B next to each other, so you could make your own mixtape masterfully. You didn't have to like wait for the radio to play the song. You could tape off of another tape.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing, to make your own, your own playlist growing up. I remember when the iPod first, got popularized, and I was like, wait, you can drag all this music, and it was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, it sounds expensive. It actually would be a little bit expensive. I think it'd be like $29.99. So
I like how you call that expensive. I mean, theoretically, yeah, but comparatively, you're getting a CD player and music signed.
You'd get a cheap CD player. You'd get my CD signed and maybe 2 CDs, depending on how much I do. And yeah, that's what you get, and it'd be $29.99. That would have to be the price. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it. But I just think it's like an experience. It's something tangible you can buy. I think nobody else has done anything like that. Like where it's like you go on, you go to my website, you buy it, and then you get sent a CD player and my CD and my signature and shit. I think that's like on the cover, like on another CD. And then the batteries, I send you the batteries. You got everything you need. You just need headphones. You throw headphones in it, you're good. And I think that'd be pretty good. So, CD would normally be like $9.99, or a CD player probably be about $11-12. So you're looking at about $15 plus shipping. That's $20. So I'm looking at $9, maybe $8 profit when the whole thing is said and done. So maybe less. So I think that's yeah, so I think that might work. Maybe $25. I don't know. $29.99 is what I think it would have to be to be feasible. But there you go. But yeah, the whole point is nobody uses CD anymore. So nobody has CDs really for the most part. I mean, I do because I fucking like quality. If I listen to fucking an MP3, it usually sounds like shit. But if
it degrades the audio a great deal.
If I like, and a lot of the audio is in really good form now because they've upgraded. But I mean, it's like if I just want to listen to shit, I have Spotify. All right, I pay the money for Spotify. I throw fucking, hey, play this song, hey, play that song. It plays. I got it. We're good. But when I love a band, and I like really love a band, I'm still gonna go out and buy your CD and album just to have it in my hands and be like, I have this now. But that's rare now. But I still will do it. But like if you're listening to like fucking the new, if I'm listening to like a Lady Gaga single or some shit like that, I'll just be like, oh fucking. Like throw it in Spotify, let's go. But if but every once in a while, because it's different, it's an experience. Sure, you can sit down and throw it on Spotify. But you know what I also noticed is, remember those CD tracks that bled over into each other?
Yeah, they crossed over. Like Disturbed or Korn used to have that quite a bit.
Funny enough, I was just listening to, I think it was Linkin Park, and they did that. They did that in some of their earlier stuff.
But the songs would connect into each other.
Yeah, I love good shit.
Like,
but on Spotify,
some of them would have interludes after the songs that you couldn't, like, even if you tried, like, you get the MP3, it wouldn't be there.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. On Spotify, it gets weird and then kicks to the other song, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, because the whole flow of the CD is that. So it gets ruined. I know, like, some people like don't understand, but like it gets ruined when it clicks to track number 5 and it doesn't bleed into it. And like, there's been times in bands will play like a certain chord at the end, and then the chord stays, and then the new song starts with that chord. So it's like it continuing into that song. So it's like one song, but not. And on Spotify, it's like, and like the next song might be like, but instead the Spotify stops, and it's like,
Doesn't one of your donations do that?
Probably, yeah.
It like bleeds into another. Like I could have sworn I was listening to
the $9 one bleeds into, or no, the jinder one bleeds into the $9.
That's it. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. You know what CD I could never listen to in MP3 form is Tool's Lateralis, because that one, exactly like you said, all the tracks interlude perfectly together, and they meant it that way. And then if you actually know like the golden ratio and you reset the CD yourself, they're designed to actually tell a full story.
Well, you can't get Tool on any MP3 thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. Tool that's the good thing about Tool is that, well, not the good thing, but I mean, it's one thing about Tool is their CDs aren't on anywhere. You can't.
No, but if you ripped it into iTunes, is what I'm saying. It didn't do the same thing. So yeah, JRP said, sell the CDs out of your car like a true gangsta. Actually, funny enough, I was leaving Walmart or going into Walmart the other day.
Yeah. And
this gentleman sitting out there in the front with his car. I walked by and he's like, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Can you help me really quick?" So I was like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Then you blew him.
I just didn't know if you were interested in good music. I got some good music right here. And he whips out a stack of CDs. He's like, "I got my music that I'm trying to push here. This is the good shit right here. This is the real good shit." I'm like, "Oh, sorry. I wish you the best of luck. I don't even have any cash on me anyways." He's like, "That's all right. You got PayPal?" He whips out his freaking cell phone. He's like,
"So you met Virgil?"
I take credit cards, and he's got his tablet with like one of the credit card sliders at the top. Like,
oh my god,
like a full register system, point of sale system set up in the front of his car.
I'm gonna take your credit card number. That's
he's just
funny.
Sitting there, he's smoking a blunt, doesn't give two shits in the front of Walmart, pushing his music.
That's what Virgil does, dude. He throws the belt over your shoulder and snaps a photo and goes, "That'd be $20 now."
Maybe $20.
That'll be $20. Pay me, you fuck. No, but that's funny. That's a good idea. No, yeah, I suppose I could sell the CDs individually too. So if somebody was like, "I already got a CD player, I'm cool with that," then I suppose that would knock, that would knock a good amount off. So then maybe it would be, I don't know, $15.
Maybe you
something.
could bundle it with a T-shirt too and do like a whole combo pack.
Nah, do the whole thing.
Or do multiple ones, like CD alone, CD with CD player, CD with the T-shirt and player.
You know what we should do is
pre-order bonuses.
We should start making Fabulous Moolah, Fabulous Moolah's a racist T-shirts. How about that?
That'd be.
Because remember Alex Jones? Alex Jones from InfoWars. He did the whole Bill Clinton is a rapist T-shirt, and he sold the shit out of that thing.
Yeah. He also sold the the Hillary Clinton rape whistle, or Bill Clinton rape whistle?
Yeah,
excuse me.
Rape whistle. Yeah.
So you need to do a Pat Patterson, "Don't touch me there, kid boy."
Can you imagine if our friend in New York had to deal with a guy like Alex Jones? Like, Bill Clinton is a rapist, but like, what would he do then? Because like Bill Clinton didn't sue Alex Jones, or I don't think, or didn't cease and desist Alex Jones. So like even Bill Clinton has more balls than him because he like a dude was selling a shirt that said you're a rapist. You know what I mean?
There's some of our friend in New York that has that too.
Can you say that someone's a rapist and sell their T-shirt of their face?
Yeah, I don't think so, but people do it.
They did it though. I mean, Infowars
People
did it.
do it, you know.
So like Moolah's a rapist. You could have you could do Fabulous Moolah was a rapist or like was a racist. Fabulous Moolah was a racist. Dude, people are killing Moolah right now. Like she's getting nailed. She ain't even alive and she's getting killed.
Yeah, they've drug her name through the mud. That's for sure.
I'm a dumbass. I did not realize. I knew there was some controversy, and I'm like, why are people so bullshit? And then I looked up the research, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I only knew little bits, and that's what I said the other day on the SmackDown review. Last night, I said I knew of some things, but one of the articles I read was like, I hope Moolah burns in hell.com. Like, I think that was it. And it just went on and on. I was like, holy shit.
There's a Reddit post that I tweeted earlier that it's a long ass one. So if you're up for reading, check it out. But it details everything.
Is that the one that was written on Mother's Day?
But dude,
I think so.
Ember Moon just tweeted out like, what a great woman and everything. Like and like I didn't even know about all this shit because I WWE kept using her, so I didn't know there was anything wrong. And I thought maybe there was something wrong when the Mae Young Classic happened too, because people were like, oh, well, you know, Moolah's thing. And I go, oh, really? I didn't know there was a thing. So, all right, maybe that's why they called it the Mae Young Classic, I guess. They seem to like Mae Young a lot. But, I mean, Moolah was fucking champion for like 26 years or something.
Yeah, yep.
God damn it.
Long time. And there's a good reason for that, apparently. So,
well, I don't, what do you mean?
She strong-armed a lot of people throughout the different territories to make sure she retained that title.
Yep.
And kept it that way. Like, she would only bring people into the business, under the guise that, you'd get to be champion someday. And really, it was just to get herself over and herself paid. And then, all of the stuff with her, basically selling the women and.
Selling them for what, though? That's the part I didn't get. It was like using them like for slavery?
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, not full-on slavery, obviously, but. To the promoters themselves. So
she would gain favoritism with certain promoters by offering them as incentives, I guess you could say.
Yeah, everything from
what I understand, she wasn't very
just performing wrestling in general.
She wasn't very nice. She wasn't very nice to black people, is what I'm reading.
Well, that was another thing too. She was apparently a closet racist.
Closet racist, because from what I'm reading, is like she's just outwardly racist. Apparently not enough to keep herself out of WWE, but
yeah, here's this is a brief little thing. Over the years, various female wrestlers have come forward with stories accusing Fabulous Moolah of being a pimp that often provided various wrestling promoters with unsuspecting female wrestlers that would be used as sex objects. One of the most notorious accusations comes from the family of Sweet Georgia Brown, Susie Mae McCoy. McCoy, who was trained and booked by Moolah, and her then husband Buddy Lee told her daughter that she was often raped, given drugs, and made an addict in an international attempt by Moolah and Lee to control her. Ida Martinez, who wrestled during the 60s, also recalls many of the, quote, regional promoters, quote, demanding personal services before they would pay the female wrestlers.
Shut up, honey. Get out.
And it also says here that Moolah was women's champion for 30 years. Why? She had a stranglehold over the entire women's wrestling industry. She made sure no one got over. She could have top billing, and no one could leverage her power. She would get the ladies to train at her school, and they would sign basically contracts with her. And she would, strong arm them into these agreements because if you didn't train with her, you didn't train at all. And if you didn't go and agree with Moolah, she got herself into such a position that you didn't get into the industry.
Yeah.
And from there, she made deals with Vince McMahon Sr. to get these women onto WWF cards. And like you said with Sweet Georgia Brown, there's many other women who have spoken out, including Ida Martinez, Luna Vachon, and it just keeps going from there.
You're going to come over here. Listen, sweetie. I'm the champion. Suck my pussy. Suck my pussy, sugar. Suck my pussy, sugar.
Another one, too, here.
Trying to remember how she talked.
Yeah, she didn't pay the women to train the new wrestlers. And then, one of the other notable people to speak out against her was Wendy Richter. she, when Moolah got hip to the game and made these girls sign contracts, she made the bookers give Moolah 25 to 35% of their earnings directly, and she would take cuts of everybody's money.
Yeah,
she made her wrestling school students live in a duplex she owned while they were training, so they had to pay for rent and utilities on top of the school as well.
You're gonna pay me, honey. You're gonna pay me, honey.
Why you sucking on my pussy?
Mark, bring me home a guy or I'll kill you.
Yeah. Judy Martin and Leanna Kai told in interviews that Moolah would collect money from women's wrestlers to pay from promoters, and after taking out her own pay, would only give the girls half the money they were owed, keeping half for herself and her own pay, and telling them that was all the promoter gave her to give to them. And then, like Jake said, would just keep taking more and more and more.
Damn.
So that's why the concept of the Battle Royal, it's one thing, it just, hey, we're going to promote women equality on WrestleMania with Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. Yeesh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then like the whole thing with the original screw job, Wendy Richter didn't know that it was Fabulous Moolah under that mask that time where she held her down for the 3 count. That's a famous incident that has, I don't know if you've seen what I'm referring. I'm sure you have.
Wait, what was it?
Basically they called in Wendy Richter, had to face an unknown opponent, and it ended up being Fabulous Moolah, but she was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And she didn't know that it was Moolah until afterwards when she ripped off the mask. But she held her down. Wendy Richter was supposed to win that match.
I remember that.
And Moolah held her down for the 3 count. It was considered the original screw job.
I remember that, but I didn't quite understand it because the referee, first of all, the referee counted. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, Moolah quickly botches a small package and the ref rings the bell. Richter kicks out at 1, 2. And, they tried to spin this as the surprise return of Moolah. But she ripped Moolah's mask off and started to beat her. And then Moolah jumped in the cab, flew to the airport. And,
I can remember Wendy Richter like trying to kick out of it. Like that's what I do remember. Is I remember being like, why did she try to kick out? Why was that a 3 count if she kicked out? I thought it was weird.
Yeah, but they made sure she counted, and it was all set up against Wendy Richter because she had issues with she wasn't going to sign the contract that Coke Boy, that's his name, set up with Fabulous Moolah. So they brought in Moolah to get the title off of her.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these other stories, and there's one about, I guess there was supposed to be this huge match at WrestleMania 4 with, the women's tag team titles, but there was some sort of BS where, Moolah, I'm trying to, paraphrase it, but basically Moolah kept them away from a Japan tour, and it got so crazy and out of hand that they ended up canceling the whole thing, and ultimately not only did they get rid of the women's tag titles, they got rid of the match and, almost, killed the women's division right then and there.
Because she couldn't, agree to a certain amount of money, and her ego was in the way.
So
they basically said that she was responsible for setting the women's division back 30 years by some of the stunts she pulled.
Yeah, if you check out that Reddit thread, like I said, I put it on my Twitter. It's got, every fucking detail. It's quite a read.
It's so weird too. I'm going back and I'm watching the Wendy Richter thing, and yeah, Wendy's still trying to pin her and stuff afterwards. And she's clearly.
And then Wendy snaps and rips her mask off and sees that it's Moolah, and she snaps.
Yeah, but it's it just seemed like they were working really good back then. It was like, oh wow, she didn't know it was Moolah. Haha, get it? That's part of the whole thing. I guess
when I just read Wendy was supposed to win, and and they screwed her over. They wanted her to get to lose the title because they apparently hadn't had her sign a contract.
And this goes back to the whole thing with Bret Hart. People always asked about in the shadows thing because Bret Hart's talking about I hope they don't screw me over or they do something weird, and everybody's like, well, how did Bret know that? Because that didn't even happen, but that's the reason. It had happened in wrestling before. It wasn't new that someone said, well, this guy's gonna fuck with us. Go out there and fuck it. You know what I mean? That's not something that was new. But there's one example of it. But that's fucking hilarious. Anyway, let's move on. We talked about Moolah being in trouble, all this shit with Moolah. Although she's dead, so who gives a fuck? Really, she's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble who's over 60 years old. You know what I mean? Fucking, you must be a racist. I think my mother's turning 67 tomorrow.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. She must be crazy too. But no, so we talked about that. We got the American Badass Undertaker Dead Man thing. Oh, I got some donations I got to play. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below. Motherfucker. Let's play these bitches.
And Matt said it was also, the Battle Royal was announced on Mae Young's birthday, too.
Fucked us.
Nice.
Super Chat
Party.
Middle finger PG in its mouth. Thorn in your eye.
Fuck it all. Thank you, Dolphin on High. Look at Dolphin. He even gets the Dolphin logo on the fucking donation alert thing at the top. That is wild.
That's cool.
That's so cool, Dolphin. What's up to Gail, Gerald, Oscar, Candelario? Fucking Mysticow is back because he subbed. What's up, Mysticow? And then Gaming Guy 221. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. This is Out of Nowhere 93. We'll be live every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. with Out of Nowhere. It's Mike Daniels. I'm hoping we get the return of the American fat ass Ken. Oh my God.
Come on.
What the fuck?
Ken's good peeps.
Unbelievable. Mike Daniels.
Thank you, Dave Rose.
You think that's Dave?
No, I said thank you, Dave Rose, for the laugh.
Oh, you could hear that?
Yeah, we heard
can hear him.
so
Yep.
far.
Oh, so sounds are working. Okay.
Hallelujah.
I've totally forgot to say that before. Yeah,
Don't say it.
we can hear.
Don't say hallelujah or fucking JB's going to show up here ready for mass.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay? Leilani Kai.
Hail Satan then. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan, yeah. He'll show up for that, too, to try to prove you wrong.
God damn it.
Yeah, you can't find a way around that shit. That shit's going to happen.
Legends ever. Speaking of nostalgia that you brought up before, John Cena is going for the role of Steve on Blue's Clues, the re-release on Nickelodeon.
What?
Yeah, John Cena has, apparently auditioned for Nickelodeon's rebooted Blue's Clues TV show. And the guy...
Dude, he's about to be Duke Nukem.
I know, but the guy, Steve Burns, the original Steve from Blue's Clues, went ahead and called out John Cena. He said if John Cena is serious about hosting Blue's Clues, he and I should wrestle for it. I'm calling you out, Cena, right now.
What the fuck?
So TMZ said if the Dead Man thing doesn't work out, at least he can fight Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yeah, you know what? Steve from Blue's Clues, I bet he wants to wrestle Cena, all right. Wrestle right into his asshole.
Could you picture John Cena singing the Mail song? Here's the mail, it never fails, it makes me... Come on.
Oh, no, they'll change the whole format.
Be glorious to see Cena.
I'm just waiting for people to cut in shit from the Doctor of Thugonomics. Like, you can choke on D's nuts, and just waiting for those memes to just roll in.
Yeah, they can't do that, dude. The fucking Nickelodeon fired... They fired the guy that did Moosa Moose because, like, the guy... Moosa Moose voice was like in a porn or something, or like did something weird, like so. Like no, I mean Cena's, or he said I don't know, maybe not porn, but it was something like that.
It's one thing to do the Kids' Choice Awards like that I understand because it's a publicity thing, cool, fine. Yeah. But Nick Jr., like come the fuck on.
That's Nick Jr. You're going for 3 and 4-year-olds basically.
Dude, Moosa Moose was the shit, and then they got rid of it because the guy said something bad somewhere, and they were like, parents wrote about it. Yeah, I bet those parents were fucking sorry, too, because guess what? That shit went away. Moosa Moose went away, and then that channel went to shit for a while. My kids were like, where's the fucking moose? And then they got horse shit. So congratulations to you couple of parents who, for some bizarre reason, dug up this guy's background information, and then they were like, get this guy out of here, as if the kid is watching, and the kids are like, oh my God, we somehow know about this. One
of our kids recognized the voice. Really?
Yeah.
How did it recognize the voice?
Yeah, right.
My name is Moose A. Moose, and I fucked your mother. Like, it was really ridiculous.
When it comes, I want a whale. Mail.
No, Cena won't do that.
This is bleeding.
They'll change. They'll change. They'll change the whole thing. It will be like Cena will be like, I've got to get the mail. We've got to get the mail. Like, it would change like to something like that because Cena can't sing, so that ain't gonna work. The Rock could do it. But Cena's not doing that shit.
He'd fucking
Cena ain't
tear
doing
a
Blues
shirt
Clues.
every fucking week.
Motherfucker's about to be in Duke Nukem. Then he's gonna be on Blues Clues. Get the fuck out of here.
Blow it out your ass. Let me get the mail.
Blow it out your ass. Hi, kids.
Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper will go right up his asshole.
They'll hire a woman to be the next Blues Clues thing.
Kids I used to babysit were obsessed with that show, with Blues Clues, and they would just watch it on repeat. It was a blessing too, but again, it would just makes your ears bleed, and I am so curious to see how Cena would be in that role.
It's all right as long as they mail as long as they get Blues, the puppy over via United. I think we're good.
Put him in goddamn overhead storage.
Was that
bin
I didn't see this yet. I heard this though. Would they put a dog in the fucking overhead?
Yeah, so what happened was a family was flying United, and they had their dog in a carrying container, like a suitcase or whatever. And they had it underneath they had it on like the area under the bottom, and the flight attendant came by and said, "You can't have the dog there." I said, "Well, it's a dog. We can't. It needs to go." And the flight attendant was insistent. It needs to go in the overhead storage container.
Yeah,
or whatever the hell.
And the family was adamant, saying, "No, this is a dog. It's just a puppy. That the thing.
Like,
there's no airflow up there." And,
nope,
and the
has
flight
to be up
attendant
there.
was like, "This is a safety hazard. We can't allow someone to trip." And people saying, "Oh, why didn't you hold the dog?" And she had an infant with her, so she already was holding a baby on her lap, so she couldn't hold the dog too.
The dog was also a 10-month-old French bulldog, which is for all intents and purposes already has trouble breathing.
Can't breathe, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So and there's no airflow whatsoever up there. So apparently the dog was barking for 2 hours straight, and then just stopped, and they couldn't check it because they couldn't get out of their seats. There was a lot of turbulence, and so when they got out of the airport and actually went to check the dog, they found it was dead.
The dog died?
It
Yeah,
died.
the dog died.
What the fuck, bro? Aren't there
United,
fucking
it's fucked.
Aren't there isn't there a rule about this already?
No, Senator John Kennedy said, "I'm filing a bill tomorrow that will prohibit airlines from putting animals in overhead bins, pets or family. Violators will face significant fines."
What the fuck, bro? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? United is fucked.
Nope, hold on. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Let me see.
And then they went ahead and they said, "We have learned that a customer did tell the flight attendant that there was a dog in the carrier. However, our flight attendant did not hear or understand her and did not knowingly place the dog in the overhead bin. As we stated, we take full responsibility and are deeply sorry for this tragic incident." And the funny thing is, the flight attendant knew that there was a dog in there. There's eyewitness testimonials. People have certain parts
I would have taken my phone out, dude. I would have been like recording it like, "There is a dog in here. It is not going up there. Are you saying to put my dog up there? Because I'm not gonna."
Yeah,
And
there's a
when
bunch
they
of
heard the
eyewitnesses
dog-
too.
I blame the owner too. I
Crying
wouldn't.
out in pain. They couldn't get to it because there was turbulence and they couldn't stand up. And by the time they were able to get up and check
They
the dog
couldn't
as they
stand
landed,
up?
it was dead.
Bro, first of all, what kind of owner is this? Because, first of all, we ain't putting my dog in the overhead. That's number one. Number two, I am getting my dog from the overhead if it starts crying and barking.
I guess at that point there was such turbulence that they couldn't get up and then they had landed. So
That doesn't make any sense. If I hear my dog fucking screaming in the thing, I'm getting it out.
For 2 hours straight.
There's not
Then
2 hours of barking and then we're at the airport. No, like
By the way, fun fact, not the only fuck up they did with dogs on the same day.
yeah,
really?
Ready for this one? This one's not as tragic, but it's still fucking hilarious. It's like, couldn't wait a fucking 24 hours. So apparently this family was traveling and they had their German Shepherd shipped with them. And apparently they landed in, I think it was Kansas or some other western state. And guess where the German Shepherd ended up?
Oh God.
Fucking Japan.
It's a fucking dinner for somebody right now.
yeah, they had no idea.
Somebody's eating
because
fucking-
they open the crate and they see that it's not their dog and then they freak out. And by the time they go through the whole rigmarole, hours later, they figure out that they got their dog switched and their dog is now in Japan and is being flown back.
I heard it's going to be flown back in a to-go box.
Dude, I still can't
With a
believe
side
this.
of rice.
I still can't believe this dog is dead. This is so this is definitely like the owner's fault and United's fault. It's like both their faults. I'm just thinking like I would never get on the plane and be like, "Yes, put my dog up in that storage container." Like, no, I would say I am not doing that. I have it is a dog. Like, I don't care if you have to get the captain. Like, I am not putting dog up there.
Had they already taken off, though? That's what I'm trying to find out. Because I had heard that on Twitter, that they were
Okay.
already flying, and she had
Then over my dead body, you're putting my dog up there.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I
You
would.
fuck.
I had heard that they put the dog up there when they already started the flight, and from what I understood, the flight was 3.5 hours,
Yeah.
and the
So-
dog barked for 2 of them and then just stopped. So they, but yeah, Joe's right. The fact that they didn't didn't even bother, like, fuck the turbulence. My dog's quiet now, and there's no airflow.
Dude, even if I was a passenger, I'd be like, yeah, you can't put that dog up there. Like, no,
Yeah,
you can't do that.
I would have fought for her.
What, Leah?
The flight attendant's claiming she didn't hear the lady say there's a dog in there.
Yeah, I know.
The lady just picked it up.
Ed's view says,
Yeah,
I
why
hate
would
him.
you let you wouldn't let them do that? You'd be like, you're not putting my dog up there. Doesn't matter if you didn't hear me, you fucking fuck. You're not putting my dog up there.
My German Shepherd's in Japan. You're gonna get
And
knee to the face.
I almost feel like the owner didn't put up enough of a fight. I almost feel like the owner was like, yeah, but my dog's in there. And then the lady was like, okay, well, we have to put it up here because it's in the way. And then the lady was like, okay, but all right. And then they put
I
it
also
up
don't
there.
know. I don't want to. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but the owner was, carrying a newborn baby as well. Ian had her 11-year-old daughter, I believe it was, with her.
Right.
So I mean, God knows the mindset she was in.
Because
there,
if
but-
you start saying out loud, to like making a little bit of a scene and saying, no, I have a dog in there that has breathing problems as it is, so we're not putting my dog in the overhead, people around them would start speaking up. Like, I
guess good people around him heard it, but no one said anything. No one made us think about it, because there's all these people that came out and said, yes, I heard it, I saw it, it was awful. I will testify that I saw them, say that there was a dog in there, and the flight attendant ignored this, but no one around her said anything.
Anybody, if I was sitting anywhere near this, and I'm not even like a giant pet, I mean I am, but I'm not like a giant like animal thing. Like I love animals, cool. Like I like animals, like they're cool. I'm not a PETA psycho, I'm not a fucking animal psycho. But if I was sitting near this and I heard this, I'd just be like, yeah, you can't put that dog up there. Like you can't put
Yeah,
that
I would just
dog
think it
up
would be
there.
common fucking sense, but apparently not.
Yeah, like you're not doing that.
I wonder if the flight attendant was like threatening, and
I don't care
know.
what they were.
I
What are
wish
you
I
gonna
had more
stop the
detail.
plane? Go ahead. What are you gonna stop the plane? Fuck you. You're not getting this dog out of my hands.
Yeah,
Another-
exactly.
Another interesting fact is once this all came out, people started digging more and more, and apparently, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation report, last year there were 24 animal deaths in the whole year on airplanes. Guess how many of those were from United?
Oh God.
20.
18, over 2/3.
Were they the one with the baby thing too, where the baby it was like hot? Remember the plane when they like wouldn't they didn't
can't-
take off and they let the people sitting there in the hot day, and it was like the baby was like fucking sweating and like crying, and
Can't remember. Oh, hold
was
on a
that
second, I'll be
Delta
right back.
or United? It was somebody. All the
Yeah,
airlines
it was
have been fucking
bad,
up,
but
dude.
and
All
like
the
Adam
airlines
said too, the 11-year-old couldn't put the dog on its lap. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more questions than answers. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think from both sides. But no, even if I was just in the next row, I'd be like, no, listen, you can't do that. There's a dog in there; it will die.
Fucking Salvia Toast in the comments goes, does the same apply to Snoop Dogg? What up, Leah?
Ed's view said he
It
hates
was
dogs,
United. So the baby situation was United. The fucking baby situation was United. It was one of those delayed flights or whatever. So they brought the plane out onto the fucking runway and made them sit there. And they sat there for like hours. And the people on the plane are like, what the fuck? And they're sitting there in the hot heat for hours. And the baby like was on the fucking plane, like could have died because of the
See,
heat.
that's so fucked.
It was taken out in an ambulance, Leah said. So there you go. That was United also.
Jesus.
So good luck to fucking United. Don't give a shit about you. Apparently they hire fucking stewardesses or whatever the fuck they call them now that don't listen to anything you say. And I'm assuming the passenger didn't really speak up, because if you did, they, fuck, I don't know. I feel like the person just was like, oh, okay, put the dog up there.
Yeah, it said they had argued, but apparently not enough.
You know why
because
people- and
I just wouldn't have done it.
I do see some people bitching like, oh, we only care about animals. Like, no, man. I mean, I've done a million shows. I've done a million shows where we've bitched and ranted about people. Like, I don't think there's been almost any shows that I've done where we've stuck up for animals. Like, if you go look through all my videos ever about anything, we've talked about, people being treated wrong, people being treated this way, people being killed the wrong way, police doing things, people doing things to police, people being mistreated. We've talked about a million of those things. I don't think we've ever really, for the most part, spoken about animals. Maybe once ever, other than this. So I don't really think that animals are more important because now we're talking about animals. So whoever's saying that, I don't think that you're correct. I think you're wrong. And I think one of the reasons why, people talk about animals a lot is because they're like defenseless when it comes to this stuff. So like when you're dealing with a baby, people get really mad about shit when you're not taking care of a baby. When you're dealing with dogs, little dogs and puppies, like people get mad because the more defenseless something is, the more people want to like stick up for it and go crazy or something. I think. I mean, that's the way it used to be.
Yeah, you hit the key word there, defenseless. This is something that can't defend itself, and
Yeah, so that's why but I get it. Like sometimes like these animal people are fucking. They would rather save a dog than like 10 people, But that's not what we're doing here. You know what I mean? But the animal is just, it's a fact. It's defenseless on the plane. It's you choose if it dies or lives. Yes, Leah.
In the last year, 24 animals have died in major airlines' care. 18 of those animals were on United.
Oh my God, 24 animals died. Did we give that stat earlier?
Yeah, 24 over the year.
That was the one you gave earlier, right?
Yeah,
18 from United.
Yep.
United don't give a shit, bro. Fuck United. Dude, let's all tweet United our dicks. Well, actually, I'm not going to do that because I'll get in trouble, but...
You'll lose another account.
I'll lose another account. But yeah, you guys can all do what you want.
No, but this is not the situation where the person was trying to bring their emergency peacock on the plane,
This guy goes in the chat. Oh my God. I have 9 cats and no mice. That's fucking hilarious.
Solves a problem
it's
you
true.
don't have.
Yeah, man. If I had 9 cats, I'd be dead because I'm like somewhat allergic to cats. So if I had 9 cats, I'd probably I'd be all itchy. I'd turn red. My eyes would melt. I'd get toxoplasmosis or whatever the fuck that Shirley had that cure for. And I'd be melting in a fucking floor.
You'd be all fucked up. And I'd make you clean the litter box with your toothbrush.
Which
bastard?
Which was the flight with the Asian doctor where he was like, "I've got to get home"?
Yeah, I think that was Delta.
That was
Delta. I'm like, man, they're getting fucked over on this one.
I feel like on Delta, you might get your ass kicked, but on United,
they'll just kill your family, friends.
Yeah, they'll kill your friends and your family. They'll be like, "We don't care. Shut up. Go sleep." But on Delta, you'll get tackled. But to be fair, those people that did that. The people that did all that shit, they weren't like Delta, right? They were just the airport security that could have shown up on any flight, right? So it happened on Delta, but weren't those just security guards that showed up from the airport?
I'm not. I think they were.
So.
I think it was police and like air security. So.
I wonder what was up with that fucking flight attendant, man. Remember when I was flying to Florida and we were hitting all that turbulence, and the flight attendants just looked so calm. They were like, "Yeah." And like I was going to go to the bathroom or something, and it was on the way back. Yeah, it was the way back from WrestleMania, and it was like boom, 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 like in the fucking like it was like crazy, right? Like fucking I went like I fucking hit the thing.
You were screaming like Shane McMahon last night,
and I was like thinking like I was like, and I was thinking like oh my god, and the flight attendant just looked at me. I was like, "Hi, can we get you anything?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just here to use the bathroom." "Oh, okay." And then, and I'm like, fucking, oh my god. And
when I was coming back from Dallas, it was the same way.
Dude, I almost pissed all over the wall, like all over the whole fucking thing. I'm like, dude, you guys have
every window have piss from the inside?
Yeah, well, that's what I kept worrying about. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna piss all over this goddamn fucking thing. Like, if we hit one of those things, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, and I was like, do you guys have one of those like cone things that they use for oil? What do they fucking call that thing?
A funnel?
The funnel, yeah. Do you guys have a giant funnel somewhere so I can stick it in the toilet and then my dick into it so I don't fucking piss all over your fucking plane?
At this point, it's just like turning on the garden hose outside and just letting it run wild.
Yeah, like Brian said, aim high.
Dude, right as I finished, we hit another one and like the whole plane like flew sideways, so I slammed into the door thing and it almost opened the door because when you push it, it like folds in like so. Yeah. Dude, like I hit it and folded it in, like, and I almost went flying out. Like I was like, I'm like, god damn, and I was ready for it.
And you can't sit and piss because it'll end up all over your pants.
I'm just picturing you like pants around your ankles, grabbing your dick, screaming as you're like being wiggling out of the fucking bathroom. Like,
No, the best part is I was drinking wine like a crazy person. So I was like doing that thing I do when I get drunk. I start like talking to myself, like trying to psych myself up or something. So I'm like pretty fucking buzzed, and I just say it out loud. I go, whoa. I'm like, yeah, this is fucking weird. You know, like so if anybody was out listening, they heard me and they're going, yeah, this is fucking weird. No, because I was just talking shit to myself. And the flight attendants were so calm, man, with their fucking, they were so happy and calm. And here's the weird thing about this. Can I say something? This is really weird. So I'm on the flight to Orlando, and it was weird. The stewardess and the guys, like, and everybody, it was like they were all white women, right? So I'm on the flight to Orlando on Delta, and they were just all white women. And I didn't think anything of it on the way there. I wasn't thinking, look, these are all white women. I wasn't thinking that, right? I wasn't thinking about race. I was just like, oh, we're on the flight. But I looked around, and I remember, I just always remember people's faces. Like, flying is a really big thing, so I don't know why it sticks with me. I can remember every single one of the stewardesses' faces.
Your surroundings.
I can even remember what the captain looked like of both flights. And this is the weirdest thing, right? The first flight, it was all white women. The captain was white too, and the captain was like, on the way out, was like waving to everybody, like, hey, goodbye, have a good day, or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's very nice, the captain, I guess.
Aren't you glad I didn't kill you?
That's what it felt like. Like, I was like, thank you for not killing us, because it felt like we were gonna die. On the way home, this is really weird. I watched a group of women, four black women, like, they were all like talking together, like they were on a business trip. And I was like, oh, that's so weird. They're all dressed the same way. They must be on a business trip. And then we get on the plane, and they were the stewardesses. They were the flight attendants. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, is this like teams? Because on the way here the last week, it was all white women. I remembered. Now it's all black women. Is it like they're like teams or something? And then on top of it, the fucking the captain. The guy who was flying the plane was a training captain, I found out later on. And his name, I'm not even fucking kidding, bro. So on the way to Orlando, there's all, I don't know why, there's all white women for some reason on the way to Orlando, and the captain comes on, he's like, so folks, we're going to be experiencing some turbulence here, so just make sure you keep that seatbelt on right now. I'm going to try to take us to a higher altitude so we can avoid the rest of it here, because it looks like it's up for the next few. So just hang on one second. And I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. But on the way home, the captain almost never spoke. And then we hit some insane turbulence. And I'm talking about like some scary shit. And all of a sudden the captain came on, he goes, oh, we are still doing good. We're trying to get above the clouds. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this the captain? Why is and the captain didn't sound Indian. I don't know why. I did Indian. He didn't sound Indian. Sounded Middle Eastern. The captain sounded Middle Eastern. And I was like, what the fuck is up with the captain? Is that the captain? I can barely hear him, and he sounds foreign. And so he comes on later on, and he goes, we're going to be making the flight a little bit earlier than we had thought. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, all right, so this is the weirdest flight. Like, this captain, I can't understand him. He sounds like he might be, like, foreign. And so I'm like, what is up with these flights? Why aren't there just mixed people? Why aren't there just random, like, there's a white flight attendant, there's an Asian flight attendant, there's a black flight attendant. Why are they all in one? Why is it all separated? What the fuck is this?
I was born in the dark.
So I get to the front of the plane at the end of the flight, at the end of the fucking flight, and all of a sudden, I see another fucking white guy captain who looks really tall, standing off to the side. And next to him is the fucking guy who was flying the plane. And the guy's like just staring at everybody. And he's like Middle Eastern, he's just staring at everybody. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I was like, so I was like, what's the white guy doing on this ship? You got the wrong ship, motherfucker. You're on the wrong team. Why is the white guy on this team? You're not supposed to be here, Captain White Man. You're supposed to be on the white ship, the fucking
Captain
white cruise.
Cracker.
Yeah, Captain Cracker. Fucking Captain Cracker was on the wrong flight. JD would have blown his cats to the plane. Oh my God, Mikey, thanks, man. Yeah, so I just thought it was funny. I was like, why are there like different like what are there? Is it like every crew gets set up by race? It's really weird. And because you know what? I remembered one time I was on a flight and it was all Asian women too, and I was like, so is this a thing? Does anybody know about this? Somebody let me know. I thought it was all just random. It didn't matter races and things, but all the flights I get apparently are always you get one group.
Yeah, they're all together.
You get one flavor.
We keep it culturally the same. It's very strange. Anyway, we should probably get back to wrestling, but that was a fun story. It was pertaining to my WrestleMania flight, so.
I did have one thing I wanted to throw out to you guys, and Jake, I'm sure you have a bunch of comments, but something I kind of wanted to talk about was that new NXT title they're coming out with.
Yeah, the mid-card one.
Yep. The North American Championship. I don't know how you guys feel about the name. Because I watch NXT on a weekly basis, I feel like they've been really promoting the UK Championship as like their mid-card title because Pete Dunne's been defending it against Strong, Johnny Gargano. They just had a fucking killer match with Adam Cole.
Tonight, yeah.
Fucking amazing.
DQ, and that was a hell of a match.
So I just don't know if I'm a little worried because granted, on one hand, I think it's good to have. I don't know. I'm a little torn about the whole idea. What do you guys think?
The new titles?
Yeah, the mid-card, the North American title. I mean, what the hell else were they going to call it, first off? But
I just think that it's kind of stupid because you already got the United Kingdom Championship that doesn't really appear. And on top of that, your weekly Wednesday show consists of 2 or 3 matches. And it sucks, kind of. It doesn't suck, but it's not very cohesive. Coherent? I don't know what the word is, but...
No, I get what you're saying. It is bittersweet because... It's funny, a lot of people want a mid-card title in NXT, which in some ways I get. But on others, I think Joe's right, where you have only a weekly show. You're very limited in your matches anyway. And the big worry that I have is that you're going to kind of, I don't know, I feel like you're going to segregate some guys. And it's, I don't know, like maybe the positioning on the card is going to be a little bit different. I don't know. It is feeling weird. I'd rather the UK where it's just open form. It's like, hey, you might see it randomly defended here. You might see it not. I mean, granted, it's a regional type of championship, but I don't think that's necessarily, I don't know, maybe that's just me rambling, but.
No, I get you, though, because like Joe said, and you brought up as well, tonight they did have, and previously, recently anyways, Pete Dunne's been defending the UK title, and it's nice to see that, but that essentially was their mid-card title, I felt like, and part of me is like, yeah, add another belt in, it'll give people something else to work up towards, you got the US title, you got the IC title, but I was just talking to my friend Patrick before this, and the issue is, he's like, it stinks that there's, we haven't seen Aleister Black wrestle in what feels like 2 months. And, tonight we get him and, Andrade Almas making their takeover match official. And, yeah, that was entertaining as all hell. You get to see the slap. You get to see everything that happened. I don't know if people saw it, so I don't want to give it all away. But, that was a really, great moment, too. But all in all, we had what? The Dusty Rhodes Classic with the Street Profits against Heavy Machinery. And then Dakota Kai and Lacey Evans and
Cole versus Dunn, that's it.
Wasn't Sanity in there as well?
Yeah, Sandy and
Riddick Moss and
Tito Sabatelli. Yeah, so you had two tag team matches of women in the UK title and then a quick contract signing.
Yeah, and that's in an hour. So everything gets rushed, and they don't get to see or do enough already. You have a very large roster at this point in time. Figuratively speaking, there's quite a good amount of stars there and a lot of star power. And EC3 is making a name for himself now. You got him to look out for, and there's just not enough time for everybody. And you don't want to make it a 2-hour show. But
has the EC3 debuted yet?
He will in, I think, 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's coming. But
yeah, no, he I think on TV he'll be there in 2 or 3 weeks. But that's my point. Is like you look at the takeover cards. The takeover cards are what usually 5 matches. You have the 3 titles, and then you have like 2 specialty matches where you have like usually featuring 2 guys that are up and comers. So now 4 matches are going to be titles now, and then I don't know. It's
if you're not in a title picture, you're not going to get showcased, and that's really unfortunate.
Right,
it's hard
unless
the
they make the takeovers more
to get eyes on them as is. I feel like the tag champs get kind of pushed aside every now and again.
First of all, Ninja Boy says North Korea Communist Championship. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I guarantee that's probably in 2K. I'm sure it's in 2K. That'd be great. Put Kim Jong-un's big baby fuck face on the cover. But no, someone asked about Charlotte and Asuka. And yeah, I mean, I think we kind of talked about this last night on the SmackDown review, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We even said, you know, I think it was Jake reminded us of it because I forgot about it. I was just talking about how, you know, it's going to be AJ Styles and Shinsuke and everything else could be really shitty, actually. Even though on paper everything looks pretty cool in a way. You know, on paper things look pretty good. Like, that looks like a good big show. But they could be terrible except for that match. But we forgot about Charlotte and Asuka. And,
Charlotte and Asuka.
And Asuka and Charlotte, I mean, yeah, that could be the second best match of the night, possibly.
I'm really thinking that that's going to be highly entertaining. I mean, you go back and for Nakamura and AJ, their Wrestle Kingdom 10 match was
9.
It was 9.
Yeah,
it was about 37 minutes with entrances altogether, like 34, 37. So if they give them a good 28 minutes, I think that'll be perfect. You know, plus entrances, so like roughly 30 minutes altogether. Hopefully they give them that much time, though. That's going to be the thing. How much time are they willing to dedicate to these matches? All in all, I think we could get a great match out of those two, and then I think we can get a really good match out of Charlotte and Asuka. We found out that, come to find out, on Monday, the reason why Ronda wasn't there is because she was actually practicing her match with Kurt and Stephanie and Triple H. So, originally people said that she had medical testing, and that was kind of a rumor that was going around as to why she missed Raw. But come to find out, PW Insider Mike Johnson broke the news that Rousey was preparing for her first ever match. She met up with Kurt Angle and Triple H and Stephanie at one of the performance centers. I think she was actually in Connecticut, actually. I forget where I read it before, but they were practicing for their match in its entirety. And actually from that now, they got some backlash with her not showing up, as we brought up last night on SmackDown. So Ronda is, from here on out, going to be appearing. Yeah, she was in Stamford, Connecticut, practicing the match. And now she's advertised to be on every Raw for the next 3 weeks.
Well, did you hear about what they did to compensate for her not being on Raw?
Yes, this was ridiculous.
You got to hear this, Joe. It's fucking great.
What do you think they did, Joe? I don't know if you've heard.
So this is the live attendance people who were like, we were pissed that Ronda wasn't there. Rabble.
They didn't get Brock. Like I said, the Brock didn't show up.
No
Obviously,
Brock,
as
no
part
Ronda.
of the story.
I heard this. I already heard this. They gave him like ice cream bars or something, Snickers bars.
Snickers, yep. Yeah, they gave him fucking candy. So they didn't get the advertised dark match.
You're like, oh great, tag. I got the Snickers bar. I can stuff it up my ass.
And they were like, the trial size, bite size bars. Couldn't even
Snickers
be king
bar.
size for us.
What?
Badasses.
Wow.
Wait, they gave him the little one?
Yeah, little Snickers.
That ain't gonna get nobody off.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, you know what they should have done? I mean, honestly, dude, now they gave it to them in the arena, so in the arena people were mad and they were like, here's Snickers. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So what they should have done is said, all right, who's in the backstage wants to fucking make this crowd feel better?
That's what I thought would happen, because people were
hardcore
booing.
match happens.
They had announced even up till the day before on Twitter and stuff that they were having this 8-man tag match, for the dark match. And I know the card is always subject to change, but dude, Braun literally put somebody through a table and then it was over.
Why is nobody talking more about how Vince McMahon is now willing to compromise, lying to his audience? Like, they are legit. Like, can we, this is unprecedented. Why is this not being talked about more? Where's Dave Meltzer on this? Because this is amazing. I don't know if Dave Meltzer has commented on this, but this is fucking bizarre. They are saying that Brock Lesnar is going to be there at the arena this week and next week, and people are buying tickets. And then they're going there. And
yeah, they said this week was going to be face-to-face. It wasn't last week. We're doing it this week.
And I don't even think it's going to... Dude, I mean, this is fucking crazy. Like, this has never happened. They purposely did this. Like, what the fuck? I'm fucking bewildered by it. Like, I mean, it's a great... this is the lengths they're going to go to push Roman Reigns to say, look, Lesnar's not showing up for you people. But Roman will... They're going to that length.
It is very perplexing, and certainly, like you said, it is bewildering, because not just the fact of that, but what we heard reports now coming next week that Brock still more than likely won't be there. He'll be live via satellite. So Vince said Brock will be there next week. Don't you worry. But he didn't say live in person.
Because, of course, because this is all part of getting heel heat on him. Like,
Absolutely.
oh, he'll be here next week. Oh, by and then Paul Heyman will come out, and then he'll be on the Titantron or something. And then people will be like, oh, my God. So then people will get mad again because they'll be like, this is bullshit. He said he's going to be here. Now he's on Titantron. And then Brock can be like, I don't have to be there. I don't have to be there because I'm the champion. I'm blah, blah, blah. I do what I want when I want. When it's time for WrestleMania, I'm going to break your neck. That type of thing. Pya! That's it. That's all. Dude, it's going to be so fucking, dude, it's unbelievable. But yet it's so believable. But here's why it kind of sucks, too, that he's not there, is because you would expect Brock Lesnar to show up next week then, and then Roman Reigns is suspended, right? So this reeks of Lesnar being there, and then suspended Roman Reigns crashes the party, right?
That's what I had thought as well.
That's what you would think would happen. How are they gonna do it from a fucking TV truck? The only way you could save that is say like Lesnar's outside the arena, so they could be like, oh, Lesnar's on the parking lot right now on set for his interview or whatever, and we're gonna feed it through live to the crowd. So then it's like the crowd doesn't get to see Lesnar, and they just make it long and drawn out. And by then the crowd's like, we want Lesnar, or like this is bullshit, or we want refunds, stuff like that. And
it's either going to be one of the two things where he either doesn't show and attacks him, or they wait until the absolute last Raw of WrestleMania where they actually touch. It's one of the two.
Well, we had reported before that they're out of dates with Brock's contract, and everything they have to do is extra. So
as long as they're not grabbing the title like a purse, I'm game. Like, you know what I mean? So,
but yeah, even Kevin in the chat just said, yeah, they used all of Brock dates and they fucked themselves for it. And John Flowers said, I was there on Monday and, they were pissed. The crowd was visibly angry that, Rousey and Lesnar weren't there. They said Brock was going to be there to face Roman face to face. And they also reported on their own website, not blogs, not fucking news sites, not us. They said on WWE.com that Rousey would be there at every single fucking Raw. So now they're trying to fix this as much as they can. And, Wrestling Observer is reporting that, Rousey will be there at every Raw going forward because they don't want her to be viewed like Brock.
Yeah.
They don't want her to be on a Brock Lesnar schedule. And they quoted that directly. One of the universe's biggest criticisms of Rousey being signed is that she may be on the Brock Lesnar schedule. So now they're going to have her on TV as much as possible. And I guess she's going to have regular matches, supposedly, every couple of weeks.
The difference is Brock Lesnar did at least wrestle at one time for years. You know what I mean? He actually went through OVW and shit. He actually was a wrestler. Like, Ronda's never done this at all. So if she did that, it would be even worse. Brock Lesnar was on our TVs every week for a few years, and trained in OVW and was brought up. So
he worked his way up to the status that he's at to miss as much TV. You could argue.
Yeah,
that's a way to put it.
He still sucks.
That's what it is.
He busted his ass to miss this TV. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean that's as shitty as you can say it, but that's the truth in most fans' eyes.
I wanted to shift gears for a second. Speaking of championships, you guys heard about the rumors about a cruiserweight tag title?
Where?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I had heard about this. That was one of the belts that they were making on top of the new NXT mid card.
Shoot me in the head. Shoot me in the head.
If the division is deep enough and they got good talent,
what division?
205 Live has been decent lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had said last night was great.
There's just too many belts.
There's
too many belts.
About, Roderick's match, but
you need to get rid of. Jesus Christ. They need to get rid of one of the women's belts and one of the tag belts. If they do that, then I'm game for that. They add another belt anywhere, I'm going to kill myself. There's just too many belts.
NXT is its own thing, but if they made the cruiserweight division, it's strictly its own thing, like separate from WWE entirely, in the sense of Raw and SmackDown, then maybe I could see that. Like if it was just like NXT where it didn't cross or connect to the main roster at all.
Jim Cornette is a psycho. He threatened to shoot Brock Lesnar because he's a fucking psycho. Jim Cornette is everything that's wrong with liberals. Jim Cornette makes me upset because I used to be a liberal. And Jim Cornette is the type of guy who ruins it because you're supposed to be this good person that supposedly is you care more about people or whatever some of those people say. And I used to be very democratic. But, for a guy who's supposed to be about peace and love and, he doesn't like Trump because Trump is like some evil asshole, but yet Cornette himself is a fucking is like a shithead. So it's like, dude, you are also a shithead. Like, you think that the right is so evil you want to shoot and kill them and hurt them? Like, dude, that makes you a psycho. Like, so that's why I happily no longer belong to a party anymore. But Jim Cornette is a psycho. Kenny Boland's the same fucking way. They're fucking all nuts. They would, if someone, we all know that I'm in the middle with shit as far as politics. Some things I like on the left, some things I like on the right. But for you to be on the left and say like, oh, we need love and peace and all these things, and then to be like, well, kill people that don't agree with us. What the fuck is wrong with these people? They are fucked out of their minds over there. It's fucking weird.
Cornette has quite the anger issues. We've seen him, Mr. Hothead, explode rather quickly.
You should have fucking punched Santino then, man. I did
whip his dick out.
I did back up Cornette on that though, but it was funny because like Cornette was trying to get away from him, Santino, but it was funny because Santino's just sitting there sipping his coffee like, yeah, fuck you, and so Cornette didn't want to fight with him, but then Cornette started getting scared, so Cornette started being like, you see this guy? He's trying to fight me. I'm trying to walk away. It's like the funniest goddamn video ever, man. That was the video that got him to freak out on me because I just kept saying to come on the show and I put dollars up and stuff. I was just trying to fuck with him, and he took the bait and got all pissy and stuff.
Yeah, that's when he freaked out.
It was weird that Santino followed me and then never did anything. He never DM'd back. He never nothing. He just followed me and that was it. He didn't come on. Whatever. I don't know. It was very strange.
It was bizarre.
He was really just thinking about it or something. Then he didn't.
It was really odd. One of the things I wanted to bring up too before we get out of here is Asuka's undefeated streak. Do you guys feel like it's a good thing at this point in time, or do you feel like it screws up booking?
I think undefeated streaks in general screw up bookings.
Yeah, it's she needs to like win the belt, then lose it to like Money in the Bank probably or something like that. And then, like maybe Charlotte like sets her up even and Carmella like makes a deal with her. We don't know about that, but we find out later. And Charlotte's like, people are like, why would she do that? And Charlotte's like, I just wanted to see the look on Asuka's face when she wasn't the champion anymore, that type of thing. And then they fight Carmella, blah blah blah. But yeah, then they have to make Asuka seem like she can lose, because if she just wins all the time, then there's no fun in this. But it's even worse because once they take that away from Asuka, now the writers and the bookers and everybody have to come up with something. That's why
exactly, and she doesn't speak well. So
that's
without
it.
Streak, what is she?
That's what I mean. So she can't. The writers have to do something, and they can't. So they're like, it's in their best interest to keep Asuka winning, because they can book that storyline. But once they have to make her vulnerable and do things, they're fucked. Because
that's a huge problem.
Nobody is ready for Asuka. Which I love that, by the way. I think she comes off psycho, and I like that. But see, that's the thing about her that she actually had that when Shinsuke didn't have anything. When Shinsuke was doing nursery rhymes and being called the artist, and we were sitting here saying he needs a catchphrase. Believe it or not, Asuka actually had things better off because she's so whacked out and saying like nobody's ready for Asuka, and she's like so crazy, like she has a weird like confidence that's bizarre, and she's like and she's like smiling and acting crazy. Shinsuke kind of has this like sheepish sort of like mystical stare that he does that's different. So like her stuff, her physical like attributes and her body language actually show off better than Shinsuke's do. Until now that he says need a face and I'm gonna do all this stuff, that's great. Now they finally figured out Shinsuke too. But yeah, she was off to a good start with what she did, even though she was awkward. Except for that night they made her talk for a while. Remember that? It was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, then it really went to hell quick.
Yeah, that was dumb. Like she should never be speaking like this. They're fucking dumb.
Simple, straight to the point. That's all it needs.
Yeah, and the problem is like you said, she did have that good catchphrase when Nakamura was doing nothing. But I think the fact that she and Nakamura are here at the same time, both up and coming, it hurts them. It really does. It hurts them because they're so similar. They both are strong style. They're both domineering and demand your attention, yet they don't speak well on the mic. So it's just the similarities are really hard to ignore. Both coming from Japan wrestling, and it's like I said, just too similar. And part of the thing that bothers me is I more than I thought I would. I've thoroughly enjoyed the mixed match challenge. I don't know if you've seen much of it, Joe, but I know, Connor, you've been keeping up
I haven't
on it, right?
watched it, but I love the idea of it. I think it's just a fun little extra thing. That's my opinion.
That's exactly it. It's been fun, seeing the interaction between Braun and Alexa, like teasing each other, these little sexual innuendos. That's been hilarious. He caught her, on the last time they were together, and they, we saw the little 50 Shades memes that came out of it. But each of the matches, the wrestlers get to be a little more of themselves. They get to interject a few more jokes.
I think Ember Moon should still be the one to beat Asuka, maybe at SummerSlam.
Maybe Kangaroo.
I think it'll be Rousey probably, but
yeah, I think it'd be Ronda.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, but all in all, once I heard initially that the Miz is teaming up with Asuka. All right, well now they won the mixed match challenge, because how could they have Asuka lose?
Well, that was the rumor. Was then when this first started that this might be where she loses.
I mean, I don't see, because now next week we have Braun and Alexa taking on Miz and Asuka, and then we have Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair taking on the Second Chance fan vote, and then we go to the finals for the week of Mania. And it's unfortunate that that's what it comes down to, because, I mean, so she has to win just because she has the undefeated streak. Same thing with her facing Charlotte at Mania. Does it seem believable that Charlotte has a chance to beat her? But Charlotte's had the belt for, a lengthy period of time currently. So, is it time for a change as well? But
as far as the two characters, I think anyone could win. But as far as wrestling psychology or wrestling whatever, the background, why in the world would Asuka lose her first match? Like, I mean, her first championship match at WrestleMania would be really bad for her to lose.
Especially with the undefeated streak behind her.
Yeah, that'd be really bad. So
I don't see Charlotte, walking out victorious this
It would
time.
make
I don't
way more
see how they
sense.
could do it.
It makes way more sense for Asuka to win the belt and then at some point, like, beat somebody else the next month at another pay-per-view, and she keeps the belt, and then Carmella dive in the ring with the Money in the Bank briefcase, whack her over the back of the head with it, knock her out with the briefcase, cash in, win the championship, and then Carmella can come out there with the title and say, like, I defeated, I broke the streak. Carmella broke the streak, and now Carmella's getting all this heat. She's the champion. People are pissed. Like, Asuka's like insane, and like that's what you do. That's what's there. That's what's to happen. Like, what else can you do besides that?
She could cash in at WrestleMania still too. I mean, we could see that happen.
She could, but that would be like as cool, as interesting as that would be, and I've even thought about, I think I said that could happen. It would be kind of wild to see it. It would be a daring thing for them to do it at WrestleMania, but they could do it. They could even do it the night after. They could do it the night after on SmackDown. Somebody else could challenge Asuka, and then Asuka could beat them pretty quickly, and then she could get hit in the back of the head, or
that's true too, and they can make it look like, oh, she lost, but she wasn't so weak in defeat.
Even crazier, Charlotte could come out, natural selectioner. Oh boy, he is the perfect dark match.
Really quick, here's some money. I missed the start of this. Joined around the airplane story. Did you talk about John Bravo video on Friday, and are you doing a video after it? He showed pictures of Reigns on Insta with the reveal.
Pat, is it Pat the Baker or PA the Baker? I always forget your name, how it's read. But dude, Thank you for the $10. Appreciate that. It's actually been quiet tonight with donations. If you guys want to donate, the link is down below. It's the last chance to do it, I think, tonight. C1 Dion, thanks for subbing to the channel. Feed my family. Hit that Streamlabs button down there to donate, or hit the $sign for the super chats over there if you guys want to get your questions, comments last in before we end the show. Yeah, so I mean, he's really saying it's Reigns. Like, it's not Luther Reigns anymore. That was said. Now it's Roman Reigns. And this guy's fucking going all out. Like, he's like pissed or something. Like, he's...
I feel like this guy's been such a fucking cock tease, though, for like a month? I'm not saying that he doesn't have the stuff, but it's been like way too fucking long. That's why I haven't really been saying anything about it on my end. Is just I'm waiting for the actual proof. I'm waiting for the actual details. Like, okay, here's all the shit he said. I'm just waiting for it to actually drop on Friday, supposedly.
Why in the world? Do you think that this guy's targeting wrestling more than anything else on that list, or Roman, or is it just that the wrestling people are making more of a deal out of it than any of these other people that he's claiming did this?
I think it's a bit they're a bigger deal because WWE went through so much bullshit with drug testing and all this other shit, and I think that's because really he had other celebrities on there, didn't he?
Yeah, there's all
Mark
these people.
Wahlberg and the guy from Transformers.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. I mean, like, who cares, right? Like, what the fuck does that mean?
There was the other Josh Duhamel.
Like, oh my God, no wonder he was able to jump over that Decepticon so high. That's bullshit. If he hadn't jumped so high over that Decepticon, Keanu Reeves might have gotten that fucking role.
But Broken Matt D sent me a video on here that, CT Fletcher brings WWE superstars into the gym. And this was the Iron Addicts gym, and they're talking about taking Iron Addict supplements, and they show tons of different wrestlers in there, and Braun Strowman, Jericho, Jinder Mahal, and
shit.
It's you see different wrestlers inside the gym working out together, and they're talking about the Iron Addict supplements that are available. And this is the gym that Richard Rodriguez owned, and the video was taken just a month before the gym was raided and shut down. Might not be a coincidence that 15 wrestlers are on his list. So
yeah, oh man, that's so. What would these guys be doing this for though? Like,
I mean, there's Braun, there's Jinder, Roman.
Of course,
is also...
there's fucking. It would be funny if everybody but Jinder was on there. Can you imagine after all these fucking months? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wait, he was.
He's got to be.
Yeah, yep. Shit, he's champion again at WrestleMania, isn't he?
Here he comes. I'm taking these roids all night long. I am taking the roids all night long, and they will make me strong and make me large. I put them inside of my muscles all night.
Are you going on Twitch after this?
Joe Compton, maybe. And they will make me large and make me strong. I'm feeling my muscles beginning to burst. My fucking penis, it hurts. What have I become now that I'm on roids? Everyone I ever loved is fucking take the roids. Sorry. No, you think that
sounds like a ringtone from an old school Nokia phone.
It is an 8-bit. It is an 8-bit song. So you're telling me Jericho is also questioned with this situation, or is this he's just in the place where this could have happened?
I guess he was just part of a promo package.
Oh, for the company. Okay,
yeah, for the gym. Yeah.
But so this guy's not naming Chris Jericho. He's not naming Jericho. Obviously, Jericho's not on these things. But he's definitely naming Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't named other people like Braun or Jinder,
I heard some of them are former wrestlers. I've heard Mysterio and Edge are on that list too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what they can do with them now, but I think Reigns is obviously the big talk because of course fucking his role at WrestleMania. Can you imagine if this all shit, like that's the big thing that I think the reason why everyone's so hyped up on this. If WWE is forced to suspend Roman Reigns for 30 days, they're fucked.
Yeah, that would be devastating for them.
Then
at this
Braun,
time.
who is the #1 contender, and it's still stated here that Braun tweeted, "I'm more than any tag team can handle. Those titles will look good around each shoulder." So, I mean, it'd be cool if he went 1-on-2 against the Bar at Mania. But apparently he's going to be teaming with Elias for the tag titles now, is being rumored again.
I've
But
heard
yeah, they could always
couple other
reroute
ones.
it. Yeah, I mean, there's other things out there too, but they could always reroute Braun to the main event against Brock. But yeah, if they lose Roman now, they're fucked, really.
Well, their story's fucked. We'd all be winners.
Yeah, I'm trying to read here because it was updated again, but the defendants made millions of dollars through illicit online sales of anabolic steroids. And I'm trying to find out more through the DEA spokesperson.
That's fucking crazy. I can't believe he's still on this thing. I thought definitely it was going to die out, but
I thought so too. That's why I didn't really talk about it much.
I guess not. Yeah.
I mean, they seized all of the gym's records, a McLaren, a Porsche, all the assets of the gym itself. Featured products was Super Test 400 Best Tests. It was a cycle that you take before you take the steroids, and somatropin and Durabolin, and these are all injectables.
That is translation snake cum.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to thank everybody real quick for all you guys who have been joining us for the PUBG streams after all these shows, because we've been doing extra little the shows end, and then we do the gaming stream. It's not like we do the gaming instead of the shows. Obviously, we just do more. We keep going and we play games and stuff and we have fun. But because you guys have been so good, just coming in over 100 people every show now, my average Twitch viewership went way up, and I applied for partnership again, and this is the largest amount of average viewers we've ever had. So, we might finally get partnered on Twitch, which would be really cool because I'm going to be doing a new podcast over there then once a week. So thank you guys for coming over there at night with us, or for people that open up a double browser or whatever the fuck, or people that turn it on and go to bed even though they're not watching it, they're going to sleep. People that turn it on and still watch on YouTube, whatever the fuck you do to help. Thank you very much for that. That would, obviously really helped us out big time. Joe Compton, thanks for the $1.99, man. I don't know, man. I'm pretty tired. I'm not sure we're gonna make it tonight. It's PWP Nation.
This sounds very similar to what went down about 10 years ago when 30-plus superstars were suspended in one shot.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
It's actually exactly what I was thinking of too.
It really is getting weird, and you know what? It's just it's one thing after another for WWE. They just can't fucking get this thing synced up the right way. PWP Nation, by the way, pwpnation.com. You talk about wrestling news and rumors. These guys are picking up everything. pwpnation.com. Go check it out. That's the website, man. A lot of people knew about them before. Obviously, they're one of the big wrestling news sites, but now that I'm really cool with those guys now, and I like the website. So go give them love. Go check out the page. Go comment on some of their posts, and add them to your list of WWE news sites. They got good writers over there and stuff, so check that out. And that's it. Jake, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, Carl Anderson might be going solo, going out soon. He sent out a tweet. This has been talked about a few weeks ago. But he said, I'll say this, you've only seen about 1/10 of what I can do. Last night on Raw, I dropped the monster Braun to one knee and then kicked him in the face twice. Machine Gun Carl Anderson is about to emerge. And it's been talked that he might go solo and break away from the club.
Why are they breaking up? So wait a minute, what are they going to do? That's weird.
I don't know. That's just what it says here. The universe has been sleeping on Anderson for way too long. The former New Japan Pro Wrestler star is as talented as they come, both in ring and on the microphone. Sadly, he lacks the prototypical look that's required in WWE to make it big.
Yeah.
And he said if Balor Club fails to take off, both Anderson and Gallows should waste no time going back to New Japan. But
I know Gallows has a dojo, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he has some sort of training camp.
They have it. Yeah, they definitely have a place. Yeah, they're over there.
Wouldn't mind him seeing an agent in NXT.
Yeah, you can see these guys doing that for sure, but I don't think they think their career's up, like this. I mean,
I don't think so either. But.
Gallows, I mean, more because his knees probably are gonna, he's got those big Kevin Nash like knees. I mean, both guys, to be honest, I gotta say, like, if they had better faces, like, I mean, this is not a joke. Like, they've got kind of goofy faces, both of them. You know what I mean? Like, they got a round face like me. You know, if they only had, like, they don't look like, you know, Diesel did and shit like that. They kind of look fucking like Marv from Home Alone. But, like, you know, so if these two guys had, like, a face like Test or like Diesel, you know, they would be.
Yeah, maybe they could succeed more.
Yeah, like Big Cass. You know what I mean? Big
Not
Cass
someone like Festus.
Yeah, they both look like Uncle Fester. But yeah, they should go back anyway because this is a lost cause here. At this point, we knew this though. The Ballot Club gets together and back, and then it doesn't. I mean, what are they doing? What was that?
And they just dropped out for no reason.
Yeah, they just dropped it off like, oh, forgot it, whatever.
They're like, oh, I feel like Balor's like, hold on, I got to take care of something. I'll be right back. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah, they really, like, I mean, they were there with that, and then all of a sudden they threw it completely out the window.
Yeah, and now supposedly not having the, you know, Andre the Giant Battle Memorial over the top rope shitstorm. You know, there's so many wrestlers that have really nothing to do with Mania. So,
man, imagine
you know, I would have pictured them involved in that. Now, I'm not so sure that we'll even be seeing them. So, and again, more rumblings. I picked up, you know, a few articles so far, but this one even says Brock Lesnar scheduled to appear via satellite. WWE doesn't seem to care about advertising something that they know is not going to happen, so they're going to do it again. It would make sense for Lesnar to appear live with Roman suspended and thus not in the arena. But I think to really get people angry at Brock, they're going to have him, you know, pull the old via satellite that Cena used to call out The Rock, you know?
Yeah.
Vince gave his word that Brock would be on Raw, but that wasn't the exact wording of him being live or in the arena or in the ring. Just that he would be on Raw. That technically counts.
Damn.
So they're really trying to, as you said, you know, pull every trick they can to get people mad at Brock to benefit Roman.
Yeah, I think they're going all out to piss you all off, to piss all the fans off, to piss the people off, to get real heat from smarky people, to get as much real heat as they can, and then also heat from the casuals and whatever, kayfabe heat. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna get heat from everybody. Because they're going to actually piss you off.
To make him look like gold. Man, that's just polishing a turd.
But they're going to get heat. The reason why they're going to get heat from me isn't because of any of this. The reason why they're going to get heat from me is because I'm grumpy that they'll just do anything to get this guy over for the last 4 years. And you know, I had somebody say recently, like, well, isn't that the point? You know, to do anything to get someone over? And it's like, yes, that is the point initially. But after over a year, it doesn't really work. You stop or you do something different. But they
I feel
constantly
like you can do anything, but not at the detriment of others, though. They've held other people back and
they don't care.
And slowed other people's careers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like they did anything for Austin while holding Triple H or The Rock back. You know, I don't feel like they... You know, it didn't seem to work like that. Not even just, in that time, but even now, you know, I don't feel like it's just when it comes to Roman, for whatever reason, they even let him be fed the line of, Brock is Vince's boy. And the crowd groaned. You know, that's such bullshit. You had Cena saying, let's go Roman. You know, they every chance they get. And it's hard not to nitpick and attack these things. Because, like you said, it's not just, whatever it takes. It's whatever it takes at the expense of everyone and thing else we have.
Right.
I mean, they even gave him Daniel Bryan at that point, too. Remember, they had him fight at the pay-per-view before Mania. They had him fight Daniel Bryan and beat Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And Daniel even had to, show his respect. And it's time and time again. And that was when Daniel Bryan was still white hot. And it's just...
Fucking Tony Barrasso's in the chat. What's up, Tony? Holy shit. It's old school. Tony's been here forever, man. But I gotta say one more thing to you guys. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do PUBG tonight because I'm like really fucking tired. And
I'm not in. So if that motivates you at all, I unfortunately can't join.
Okay, so Jake doesn't want to do it. I'm fucking asleep, and we really didn't. The donations are kind of like low tonight anyway, so I feel like be streaming for hours for no reason. But here's the thing. What I will say is, like, you guys are fucking amazing. This show is goddamn amazing. I watch people I watch guys who have like 100,000 subs, and they do live streams, and I'll see them with like 100 people to 200 people, 300 people watching live, and I'll be like, damn, like we get more people watching our shows than some of those people who have so many listeners. It's crazy. Now, I will say, I know one of the reasons is because they're just like randomly going live, and when you randomly go live, like a lot of people come in and watch, but a lot of people don't even know or have to do something. And when you schedule live stuff, when you go, here's the schedule, every Tuesday at this time, you're going to have a bigger audience. So it's funny that but it's funny that a lot of these big YouTubers, they just stream anytime, and I'm like, why don't you create your own podcast and have a strict time, every Thursday at fucking whatever time with your audience, and you would have a lot of your audience coming in and, super chatting you and donating and interacting, and you'd have a way better show. And they don't do that. They're always like, oh, I'm just going to go live. But it's like
H3 did that, right?
Well, yeah, H3 figured that out. Yeah, he was like, well, I'm going to do my own podcast. The smart one. But I mean, I've seen so many other people who have like 200,000 subs, and they'll just go live randomly sometimes. And I'm like, why don't you create one? You have to be. It's weird because they're good at consistency, but it's like, no, dude, go live every Tuesday at like 7 p.m. and like every week, and your whole audience will catch on to that and know when you're doing your show, and it will be a bigger thing. But they go live and they have 200 people watching, and we, like us tonight, we get over 700 because everyone shows up here and it has a party. I mean, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, American Badass or Dead Man, which one do you guys want to see? Let's see what the chat says. Let's see what the fucking chat says.
Yeah, and Super It just said in the chat, but he is right. I got an update here. Filmmaker John Bravo revealed tonight on Instagram that his video on the WFN investigation is 25 minutes long. It'll be released this Friday. So that'll 2 days from now.
Live on YouTube.
1 day now. Yeah, the video reportedly implicates Roman Reigns and 15 other current and former wrestlers as past customers of jailed steroid dealer Richard Rodriguez. Not just Luther Reigns, but Roman Reigns, it says.
Jesus.
And it says Rodriguez and his company, Wellness Fitness Nutrition LLC, were accused of being involved in a distribution chain that imported goods from China. In the earlier interviews, it said that he implicated Roman Reigns as well as Mark Wahlberg, Josh Duhamel as clients of his in order to get a better plea deal. Bravo later released a video apparently disclosing phone records and emails from Duhamel and would present evidence on Reigns in this video Friday.
Wow, that is fucking
So Friday
detailed.
we'll see what comes of the evidence that he has against Roman Reigns. And we still never really found out what Roman was suspended for back at, what was it, July?
Oh,
2
dude.
years ago. So I wonder, still if those things coincide.
Can I show you guys a very interesting poll, by the way? I'm looking at the chat, and it seems like a lot of people want American Badass. I think it's just because we're all bored, by the way. But listen to this. Bubba Ray put up this poll earlier. I meant to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it now. He put up this poll. Look at this. We will be discussing this tomorrow on the show. He has a show, And he said, just out of curiosity, please vote whatever below. 68% voted for the American Badass to return instead. 32% for Undertaker. I mean, this is 7,344 votes.
Yeah, it's a huge sample size.
Holy
I'm telling you,
shit.
I'm telling you, it makes the most sense.
It really does.
It really does with Kid Rock there.
Yeah.
Well, just again, with Cena's promo, if he's gonna go after his wife, you're kind of breaking the whole kayfabe character. Like, it just makes sense that way.
Yeah, it's hard to be the dead man. Like Joe said, you summed it up greatly. Oh, I'm gonna take you to hell, Cena. I'm gonna be your last ride.
Wouldn't it be great if they announced that Kid Rock was the special guest ring announcer for the Undertaker's match with fucking with John Cena, and Kid Rock's in the middle of the ring, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena," and then John Cena comes out, and then Kid Rock goes, "And ladies and gentlemen, this next man needs no introduction," and then all of a sudden, and then he just starts singing the fucking American Badass theme.
Ball with the ball, the bang.
No, don't sing that.
Them titties.
No, don't sing that. Don't sing that. But no. Then he starts just singing it, fucking, and then he fucking rips off his hat and shit, and then Cena's like, "What the fuck?" And then fucking Undertaker comes out. First of all, it could be fucking horrible. But I'm just saying, like, trust me, like, I don't put it past WWE to some stupid shit like that.
If they have fucking Al Roker doing the fucking ring announcing for fucking Cena's match at 33, I think Kid Rock would at least make more fucking sense for Undertaker.
Wait, did they really do that?
Last year, yeah. Al Roker was the fucking guest ring announcer for fucking Cena's match with Miz and Maurice, the mixed tag.
Was I dead? I totally forgot.
I did too until I watched the 24 special.
I'm gonna go watch that because I don't remember that.
It was so bad. I mean,
it was atrocious.
So bad.
I don't remember that.
Here's a forecast, Al. You fucking suck.
Oh my god. I loved when Al Roker used to read that fucking weather. I'd be going to school. Remember I don't know if anybody else did this, but every morning I would always have the Today Show on, and I'd always be looking for Al Roker or that crazy old cracker fuck who always had the jam in some country area. Whatever the fuck they were. And it was so great, but then it turned out to be that, you know, everyone retired, and then Al Roker lost all his weight and became somebody else, and then Matt Lawler ends up being a fucking, like, molester or something. Like, the whole goddamn thing got ruined. And it turns out the Asian chick who did a good job, she just basically took it the whole time and never said anything to anybody. Like, oh, it's kind of creepy. But no, nobody cared. So guys, listen, check out Connor on YouTube. Connor from OKFabe. You can catch him on YouTube at youtube.com/OKFaber if you want some of Connor's take and reviews and shit. It's amazing. I go over there and troll him all the time on youtube.com/OKFaber. Follow him on Twitter at OKFabe. Then, of course, Jake DeMarco's at Countdown Ended on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter anymore because somebody's an asshole. And you can hit me up on Twitter at CorruptedPod, at CorruptedPod on Twitter. If you need to get a hold of me on Twitter, at CorruptedPod, or if you guys are patrons of on the VIP list on Patreon, then I am probably working on adding you on my private Twitter. That's if you're on Patreon, you can get it over there if you're a $10 or more patron. That's just to combat against the fucking fake people who are $1 patrons or whatever. So, you know, I mean, not all dollar patrons are fake people, but I mean, like, you know, there's a couple people who aren't really fucking, like, they're just weird. They're there to troll. So I don't want the troll to come over to Twitter, but if they do, they do. Fuck it, it doesn't really matter. But it does help keep down the spam. So I have a private little Twitter to keep the spam away. That way I can get direct messages to all you patrons on the VIP Twitter. But again, if you really want to get hold of me on Twitter, at CorruptedPod, at CorruptedPod. And Instagram. You can see my Instagram, instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. Follow me on there, add me on there. Facebook.com/Rage Internet Radio is the Facebook. And also Hear Me Out app. If you have the Hear Me Out app, you can download it. And basically, I leave voice messages a bunch of times. And when I leave them, you get an alert on your phone, and then you can play it and be like, what did he say? Oh, I'm taking a shit. And then, yeah, you can hear what I said. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so we're gonna fucking end the show because yeah, it's a quiet night. I'm tired of shit. Seems like a weird night. We're gonna get out of here and we're gonna get ready for Thursday. Tomorrow night, we'll probably do something tomorrow night. Look for us to play some games tomorrow. So we're probably gonna do some kind of PUBG and all that shit. And hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people watching tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So everybody right now can know that tomorrow night I plan on streaming probably at 11 o'clock again tomorrow night right here on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. And probably stream for like half an hour to an hour, and then we'll probably switch over to PUBG. So we'll be doing that shit. I love cock. Anything you guys want to say?
Delicious.
Well, there you go. Now that I've betrayed took away my life, I become gun. I can eat gun.
I blocked Joe Cronin Show.
Hey, what's Jericho gonna do when I make my new Joe Cronin Show Twitter account and then he's not blocked me, huh? How about that? Jericho, you didn't think of that, you fucking Canadian?
What you gonna do, brother?
Ban me from your cruise.
Eat out your ass. I am starting a cruise to come, and you will take the cruise and come with me. Lots of women will get naked on there, and Ryan Satin will get mad. He is just a cock, stupid ugly fuck. He never got the pussy and he has a swollen ball sack. Ryan Satan's gay, sucks my goddamn cock. My voice is so fucking jacked up that I can't even do that. Like, I am so fucked. My voice is still screwed up all the way from last Friday at that wrestling show, calling that fucking wrestling show. And, I don't know, man. It's not coming back. My voice isn't coming back, and I don't know why. It's like, it's better for talking. It like made my voice raspy-ish, so when I'm talking, I sound better, like more bassy. You want to get bassy tonight on 104, but like when I'm trying to sing stuff, it's like, like it's not working, and it fucking like it's really starting to piss me the fuck off. Good night, everybody.
There's something going on up in space. There's something going on up in this place. There's something weird kinda happening, strange kinda happening, things are kinda happening. What the fuck is happening? Aliens, extraterrestrials, they gave me a shot. Nanotechnology. I'm not me. And you're not you. La la la. Hey, and we're not we. Reptilians are living in our hearts. I'm not me. You're not you. La la la. I'm fucking crazy.
Yo, what's up? Yo, SmackDown suck. SmackDown suck. Yo, motherfucker. You fucked it up, yo. SmackDown suck, yo. SmackDown suck, yo. Suck a dick, motherfucker. Yo, SmackDown suck, bitch. Eat my shit. Swallow on my semen too. Eat my dick, yo. Eat my fucking anus too. Eat my shit, yo. Eat my brown poo. I don't give a shit. I'ma cap you. Shoot in the head. Yeah, now you're dead. Watch SmackDown instead. We'll give you red. It will make you dead. It will give you AIDS. It will make you wanna become a slave. You'll go back 50 years in the bathroom with the downtown running down. Shut me like yo, SmackDown. Yo, you know who we fuck with. Your mother can suck dick. Your mother can get wet. I fucking whip that bitch like my fucking slave. Oh, she's a cracker, but now the roles reverse, bitch. Get paid. You don't get laid. You get hate, motherfucker, hate, motherfucker. Holler at your boy, motherfucker, while I shoot you with my toy. AR-15, sucker, now you are destroyed. Now you're fucking dead with a bullet to your head, cause you ran your fucking mouth and I shot down south. Hit your aorta with a fucking big rip. I fucked you up, kid. Who you think you're fucking with? You a bitch. You a stupid ass snitch. I'm the Joe Cronin Show. Who you fucking with, bitch? Fucking suck a dish. B-I-T-C-H. Fuck you up, busy in your head. That's why. That's how I fly, yo. That's how I roll. And I put another bullet hole inside of your penis hole, yo. Fuck yeah. Y'all suck on my dick. Fuck y'all. Y'all can suck on my dick. And I don't gotta spit. I don't gotta say nothing. I don't shit. I'm like Kim Jong-un. Yo, I'm God. Deal with it. Yo, North Korea. You gon' get bombed, motherfucker. Yo, slanty-eyed motherfuckers. Kiss my fucking asshole. No. That ain't a fucking racial slur. Yo, kiss my asshole, cause all you fuckers assholes are turds. Yo, suck my fucking dick, North Korea. I like South Korea. I just hate North Korea. Kim Jong-un, you never get poon, you fat baby fuck. You suck on my dick, yo, while I'm busting a nut. Oh my god, no. No. Let your people fucking starve. Yes. When I meet you in the yard, I'ma put fucking 20 bullets in your fucking hide, yo. How does that feel? Yo, Joe Cronin just ripped your asshole up, and this is real. Bring the beat back because I'm about to shred your mother. About to put my penis in a pussy just for cover. Yo, fucking it up. This is a freestyle for sure, but I'm fucking shit up. Yo, like I'm Tupac Shakur, you'll end up shot for sure. Yo, I'm fucking you up some more. Yo, Biggie,
Jesus.
shout out to everyone on the South Shore. Yo, what's up? We're fucking people up. Just for fun, we'll fuck you up, and we'll fuck your mom, we'll fuck nuns, we'll fuck priests, we'll fuck gay dykes, we'll go down the street, yo, riding naked with our bikes, yo, we get a ticket, but we shove it up our ass, we punch the fucking cop in his face really fast, and then we grab his gun, and then we suck it, Logan Paul, yo, call it in, motherfucker, there's an officer down, we don't give a fuck, we're killing innocent.